All right, let's just go ahead and start it off with Adam Warlock. Where are we gonna place this guy? I'm just gonna go ahead and throw him F tier. Now I want y'all to know I don't think there's any hero in this game that's bad. So even if it's F tier, I think it's, you can still play it if you want to. Me personally, I'm not playing Adam Warlock. The team up with the Star Lord and the Mantis, let's just be real. The team up's not good. I don't know why everybody had a boner about this team up like a couple weeks ago, a month ago, like in January, thinking Adam Warlock was OP, triple support comp, gotta play Adam Warlock. No, I don't know who came up with that. I don't agree with that at all. What's my credentials? Currently, I'm Grandmaster in Marvel Rivals, GM2 peak this season. Honestly, I actually kind of got into Marvel Rivals kind of late. I was a couple weeks behind, but as soon as I started playing, I made a quick run up to GM. Then I haven't really been playing much other than that, honestly. But I'm gonna probably make a run to Celestial soon. Outside of Marvel Rivals, we'll just run through it real quickly. Number 3 in the world in Clash of Clans for Clan Wars. World of Warcraft, multiple 99 parses, top 100 parson Warlock, high arena rating to a warrior. League of Legends, multiple seasons Diamond. The list goes on. Minecraft, a team member of Aftershock. Played with all your favorite creators and Minecraft creators and MCPVP. The list goes on. But I've been playing a lot of Marvel Rivals lately, and I want to share my thoughts and show y'all what I've been seeing a lot in Grandmaster, what I'm seeing banned, what I'm seeing picked, what's actually performing well, what do I see not too often, what are the rare picks that you might see once in a blue moon, or how are they performing, how are they not performing. Let's just go ahead and jump straight into Black Panther. I'm going to be honest, if you main this character, you're unstoppable. Now the problem is, and this comes with all mains, you can't really get too married to a certain playstyle. And I think it's really easy to do with characters like Black Panther, where you might want to dive the back line, assassinate the healers every single game, and usually that's going to work and you're going to get away with it. But there's going to be some games where that's not really going to work out for you, and you're going to need to be able to shift your game plan. So you got to be good enough to recognize those moments where you don't necessarily need to be diving the back line. Maybe you need to be doing something else, such as hitting the enemy front line or protecting your enemy back line, or potentially just switching off the hero completely. But I think it's A tier. This champion, or this hero, absolutely disgusting. If you made him, absolutely disgusting. Black Panther is like what Spider-Man mains want to be. Okay, and speaking of Spider-Man, let's just go ahead and give him a D tier. I'm not putting him in F tier just because he's not completely useless. And what I mean by that is maybe he's gonna get some kills, but he's probably not gonna get any kills. But the nice thing about him is that he can be self-reliant. He can reliably access health packs with his web swinging. He can move around the map, get in, get out. So he's pretty reliable, self-reliable. He's able to tend for himself. So that's why I'm not going to put him in the F tier, because he's not really draining resources from your teammates healing. Anyways, let's go ahead and go into Black Widow. This is the Widowmaker of the game. Now, currently, there are no one-shot headshot kills in the game, but people have found with damage amplification, such as Rocket Ultimate or Mantis amplification, you're able to unlock headshots, and Widow is one of them. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the C tier. I'm actually seeing a lot of this starting to be played up in Grandmaster. The problem is that it's really draining resources from like a Mantis to have to pocket this Black Widow, because if you're not getting damage amped, then you're not getting the one-shot headshots. So you're really requiring like 100% uptime on that damage amp from the Mantis, and it's really nice when it works, but if you're not hitting your shots, you're useless. If you're not getting damage amped, you're useless. So it's really just hoping for all the stars to align for this to really work. I initially put it in C. I'm really potentially going to put it in D tier later on, but we'll see. I'm just going to throw things in the ranks, and then we'll probably fix it up later on at the end. Captain America, I'm gonna go ahead and put him in A alongside Black Panther. Honestly, they're different roles. This is a Vanguard and this is a duelist, but they basically do the same exact thing, which they're going into the enemy backline, they're harassing, and they're not dying. 9 times out of 10, they're both getting out without dying, and they're probably killing somebody. Captain America completely slept on. We're not seeing a lot of Captain America. We're kind of seeing a little bit of Captain America. I'd say like maybe 1 in every 10 games, 2 in every 10 games, you're seeing a Captain America. Not as often as a Magneto or a Strange or a Hulk, that's for sure. But he's really, 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 really strong, and he can really dive like a whole enemy team and get out without dying. This hero is absolutely disgusting. I went against a team that had 2 Vanguards, Captain America and Thor, in Grandmaster, and just completely rolled our team. We swapped 100 different heroes and just did not win. This character is really busted in the right hands. All right, Cloak and Dagger. Are we putting this in S tier? Honestly, I think we're putting it in S tier. Cloak and Dagger has the highest healing output out of any hero in the game right now. She's really irreplaceable in the meta just because of that one fact. The cloak that she has to invuln her team for like enemy strange ults, for example, Namor ults, Jeff ults, like the list goes on. The team, the way you can help your team and really be a strategist and not just a heal bot with Cloak and Dagger is actually really, really surprising. And then the ult is really cool. I'll be honest, I'm not really a big fan of the Cloak and Dagger ult, just because if your team's not standing in it, then they're kind of just throwing the game. But at the same time, it's kind of on you to place it in a good spot for them to be able to take advantage of it. So it's kind of like you pop Mantis ult, everybody around you's just getting it. You pop Luna, everybody around you's just getting it, and you can move with it too. The Cloak and Dagger ult, yeah, you can move with it, but each movement you make is taking up 25% of your ultimate's effectiveness. So you really need to make sure you're placing it in a good spot and not just a spot to just help that one teammate. But anyways, despite that, Cloak and Dagger just absolutely disgusting. I've seen Cloak and Dagger be top healing even with rockets on the team. Cloak and Dagger still top healing every time. The burst healing is insane. The damage amp with the shade, the blind, and cloak form, it's just absolutely disgusting. The list goes on. It's like if you can put the cloak, the blind, if you can spread that to like a whole enemy team, that's the equivalent of like having like a rocket ulti just active for your team. It's the same thing whether you're amplifying your own damage or amplifying the damage dealt to the enemy. It's the same thing. It's making sure your enemies are dying quicker, and it's just really disgusting when it's used correctly. Best way to use it, either for AoE, if your enemy is clumped up, just spray it in there when your teammate's going to do some AoE damage, or if you have someone on the enemy team that's flanking you, if you can all direct your fire to that one person, damage amp them at that time, they can just pop instantly. So Cloak and Dagger, that's going to be our first S here. Just really does not have any faults. With the I gotta keep talking about it. The cloak form, cloaking and elevating yourself to higher ground. Like characters like Mantis can't do that. Characters like Luna kinda can, but can't do that. Like it's crazy. Things the Cloak and Dagger can do is just absolutely insane. I think if they were to make the transition time faster between Cloak and Dagger, if they made that transition time faster and made it just a little bit quicker, this would be like S+. I think that's the one thing that's like keeping Cloak and Dagger kind of balanced, and it's going to continue to keep Cloak and Dagger balanced, as time goes on in this game, is based on that one thing, is how fast can they transition between forms, because right now I think it's kind of fast, but it could be a little faster. Anyways, let's go Doctor Strange. Next S. Obvious S. If you're not putting Doctor Strange in S tier, you just have not played the game long enough or gotten good at the game long enough to understand why this character is absolutely broken. And the reason why, the portal is absolutely insane. Argue with your mama, it's the strongest ability in the game, ultimate or not ultimate, it doesn't matter. This portal is the strongest. They say with great power comes great responsibility. Okay, and A lot of people don't respect that fact because they see bad Stranges and they see him use bad portals or use the portal improperly, and you just get the idea that the portal is not useful. And I was plagued by this myself, because when I first started playing and I seen strangers just waste their portals into terrible positions, I've jumped through so many portals just to just have our team just be wiped. With great power comes great responsibility, and it's on your strange to be able to recognize when is the proper time to portal, and where is the proper time to portal or place the portal. You have to portal in the right time in the right spot. Either one of those gets messed up and the portal is just useless. But when it's used correctly, and it can be used correctly 100% of the time, you just have to have used the portal enough to be able to recognize when and where to use it. But once you get that skill set, the portal is absolutely disgusting. You can force rotations with your team. You can block enemy entrances to their spawn. Like, argue with your mama. Argue with your mama. This character's broken. Just with the portal alone, he's broken. The ultimate, absolutely disgusting. The shift, he doesn't have any sound effect, by the way, when he shifts into the air and flies. Like this, he dips behind cover and you don't hear him at all until he's saying, "By the eye of Agamotto." Your team's dead. Like, your team's dead. There's no way in solo queue your team's going to be coordinated enough to be able to handle this. Now in pro play, I don't think Strange is going to be as strong with his ultimate. I don't think you're ever going to really see big Agamotto ultimates like in pro play, but in solo queue, you're always going to see big ones. And let's be honest, in GM, you're not seeing the big six mans, but just getting like getting the enemy strategists together to run 2-2-2, you can catch both the healers and the Agamotto. Like, the team's wiped. The team's wiped just right off the bat. And come on, Strange, the burst damage too, like the auto melee E, like with 100 energy, like it's absolutely insane. You're one shot and squishies. If you ult them, you get the double damage amplification with the soul and the body. Absolutely insane damage. Honestly, I don't think this character has any flaws. I really don't think Strange has any flaws. He really doesn't. He's got mobility, he's got a shield, he's got an AoE ultimate with CC, the portal, like his melee animation is great. Like, he really does not have any flaws. Okay, Groot, I'm not sure how I'm feeling about Groot right now, so let's pick something fancy here. Let's go Storm. Storm, I think, is a little overrated. I'm thinking let's race Jeff. Let's put him in the F tier. Let's just go ahead and put Jeff in the F tier. Really just doesn't need any explaining. Squirrel Girl, we're gonna go ahead and put her in the B tier. Now, Squirrel Girl in B tier, this is a very interesting one because Squirrel Girl does a lot of damage, but she doesn't do a lot of lethal damage. So you're really relying on your team to be able to confirm the kills for you on Squirrel Girl. But what you are doing for your team is you're just completely ripping damage, and you're keeping a high attrition rate up, where you're really able to win like through chokes and just through like full stack 6v6. Like, there's no flankers. If in a perfect world there will be no flankers, and it's just a group of 6 people running into another group of 6 people. And Squirrel Girl, she's great for those situations. She's splashing damage. She's throwing the ultimate out. People still are not shooting this ultimate, by the way. I don't know about you guys in your games. People are still not shooting the Squirrel Girl ultimate. Like, it literally dies in like 3 shots. People still are not shooting this thing. Squirrel Girl, insane. She also got mobility, insane. CC, insane. I just don't think she's the most viable. Just due to the ability of not being able to confirm kills that well, but just, based off the team utility in regards to just doing the most damage out of, I think, any hero on the DPS list, she's got to be useful for something. So I put her in B tier. Not the best. I'm typically not picking Squirrel Girl unless I'm just like fried out of my mind and just trying to catch a vibe. But other than that, she's decent. Definitely rather have a Squirrel Girl than a Widow. Punisher, D tier. Okay, argue with your mama. I really don't think Punisher is that great, and I'm just gonna go ahead and get straight to it. Why I don't think Punisher is that great? Because Bucky exists. If it weren't for Bucky, Punisher could be here. He could be here, maybe here. We're putting him D, and really, it's to send a message. Okay. We're sending a message today. Stop picking Punisher when Winter Soldier exists. If Winter Soldier is not picked by your team and he's not banned, and you're picking Punisher, what are you doing? Like, the Punisher hook is so absolutely disgusting. Like, if you watch like top 500 games, top 500 players are getting caught out of position fight after fight after fight due to this one hook, and it's completely changing team fights. A non-ultimate ability, by the way. It's not as strong as Strange Portal, but like if we're talking non-ultimate abilities, Bucky Hook has got to be like top 3. This is completely just dismantling teams all the way at the top of the ladder. You catch one person out with a hook, it's instantly 6v5. You instantly win the fight. Like, stop picking Punisher when Winter Soldier exists. Please, 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 please. All right, Luna Snow. I'm thinking a solid A tier is good. Where's the other AoE ultimates? Mantis, A tier. Invisible Woman, A tier. Is that all the support ultimates? I think it is. So these 3 healers, these, like, they just got to be right next to each other. Now, let's talk about the differences between the 3. Luna Snow, highest move speed. Okay. Can jump higher, so can jump on to extra things. AoE healing, decent with the shift, but can heal flyers, kinda. Honestly, when you heal flyers, you're gonna miss a lot of shots. AoE ultimate, obviously really good. Kinda. Here's the one thing about the Luna ult that I don't see a lot of people mentioning, is that through the entirety of your ultimate, you're only able to take advantage of 50% of its capability. Because it's got the damage amp and it's got the healing. And a lot of fights, the perfect thing to do is just to leave it on healing the entire time. Now we do have this thing where you put it behind your switch on your mouse wheel, and you spam your mouse wheel and it switches between damage amp and healing. That's not gonna last. That's not lasting. That's getting fixed. It's probably already fixed at this point. If it's not fixed, it's not gonna last. I promise you. Stuff like that in games does not last. And if it does last, put Luna in S tier. But if we're not counting the ultimate bug with just constantly switching it and getting both damage amp and healing at the same time, A tier. Mantis, sleep, really good. Highest damage out of the 3. If you shoot, sleep, double headshot a flanker, you can just kill him instantly. I think Mantis is the best for like climbing solo queue out of these 3. Just because she has the highest damage potential, can damage amp herself, hard CC, attack animation is great. Everything's really good with this character. I think all of these really kind of hurt against like Moon Knights, Namors, Iron Man ultis, things that can one-shot you. I don't think there's really any quote. I don't know. The problem with the AoE ultimates in this game is that you can still die through a lot of them if you get one shot, especially with the amount of damage. We've got a lot of heroes with damage amplification in this game too, so a lot of abilities that aren't typically one shots can become one shots. I do think we're starting to get to the point where people are starting to recognize support ultimates are OP, yes, but they're not like giga OP, because you can still die through like all of them. But I do think one thing you can do, 2 things you can do. Quadruple stacking cloak ultimate. That is one option. You can just stack the carpets and it'll quadruple the healing. But it's not going to save you through a one shot. What we can do is use Mantis ulti with another one of these healing ultimates. Because the thing is that Mantis is going to give you like a flat shield, but the rest of these are just like healing over time. So if you stack the flat shield with healing over time, it can actually keep you alive through a lot of one shots. All right, so I think I spent enough time on these. Invisible Woman, really nice with the CC. You can push people out, push people in. You can peel flankers off of your teammates. CC, knock people off the edge. The ultimate's really good. It's stationary, so it's never going to be like Giga OP, but it's still OP. Really, really strong. Anyways, name more. Man, where do I want to put this guy? B tier? Nah, it can't be in the same tier as Squirrel Girl, that's for sure. A tier? Probably S tier, honestly. Does this feel right? Yeah. Namor can one-shot people through support ults. The turrets are OP. Doesn't have to reload either. Like, what? Yeah, this character's kind of broken. He's not like Giga broken. Like, if we made an S plus tier, maybe we'll make an S plus tier at the end. I don't know. We'll see. If we made an S plus tier, Namor is definitely not in it. I think probably Cloak and Strange are probably an S plus. Bucky would be S. Namor would be S. Bucky might be S plus. Namor is just like S because his damage isn't insane. His projectile and his basic attack is not insane because it's like, it's not a hit scan, which is not ideal. It's like a projectile, which is cool, but it's also got fall off. So it's like, I don't really like this. And his like secondary attack with the wind up, it's just like really unreliable. So I think he's just S. Iron Man, this character's disgusting, but he just gets popped out of the sky too easy. I'm gonna put him in A tier. With the Hulk, like, and this is considering Hulk team up, by the way. Hulk team up, like A tier, probably like high A tier. Maybe this is fine. Honestly, this feels more accurate. The problem with Iron Man is that you're having to heavily rely on your teammates with Iron Man, and a lot of other characters up here are self-reliant. Like BP, self-reliant. Captain America, self-reliant. Strategist, these are all self-reliant because Luna can free somebody. She's got high move speed. She can get away. Mantis can sleep, or just like kill the enemy flanker and run away. Woman can push him away. Go stealth, easy. Luna or Cloak and Dagger, heal herself, cloak away, like, or just like kill the flanker. Like, all these are all self-reliant. Iron Man, I don't think he's as self-reliant as any of these characters that are above him right here. And that's the reason why I'm putting him in B tier. Everything else about him, he's really strong. If you're getting pocketed, you're unstoppable. If you got Hulk team up plus getting pocketed, you 1v9 the game, every single game, unless they have an Iron Man on their team, then it's just 50-50, I guess. Groot, put him in S tier. Okay, I had to take some time to think about it. Groot, just absolutely insane. Like, being able to build terrain on command. I'm pretty sure he's the only character that can build terrain, by the way, which is kind of disgusting. Unless I'm getting that wrong, I really can't think. Can anyone else build terrain? I've never actually thought about that. You can build Ness. Yeah, I don't think anybody else can build terrain. That's actually, I never really thought about it like that. But it is absolutely busted. The walls are busted. The ultimate, absolutely insane. Like, I've been seeing a lot of Groots, just like, if you can coordinate your Groot ultimate with the DPS ultimate and just time it well, and you can catch the enemy team like every time if they're not playing properly. Groot MK, Groot Moon Knight, Groot Namor, Groot Bucky even works. Like, it's really disgusting. Groot Iron Man, like, if you can just force the enemy team to stay in one spot and then just throw a DPS ultimate on it, you just instant win the fight. And it doesn't matter how many support ults they pop. If you can one-shot them, it's over with. And as long as Groot has that ability, I think he's always going to be S tier. The walls and the ultimate, insane. S tier. Hawkeye, kind of trash. Okay, I don't see this character often at all. I honestly expected to see him played a lot more in the meta. because I do think he's still really strong. And he can, pretty decently reliably hit flyers out the sky if you can aim pretty decently. The front line damage is good. I really think he's decent. Like, he's really, really decent. I would say like same level as Widow, where you're kind of, you want to get damage damped as Hawkeye. Like, you really want to be damage damped the entire time. And that's kind of like his biggest downfall. So, Hawkeye C tier, I would say these are pretty interchangeable. But I'd rather have a Hawkeye, I think, than a Widow. Hela, A tier. I mean, there's not really much to say about it. Pretty much one of the best DPS in the game. If we're just talking like basic attacks, like S tier and Bucky's down here, but like with Bucky's added utility, that's what allows him to just be fucking insane, and causes Hela to be down here. Thing with the Namor and why Namor is above Hela, like the Namor turrets, it's literally just like AI. It's just like auto locking on your enemies. Like you literally don't have to do anything. It's just OP. I'm glad we actually did this. Now I'm really confident I can put Storm in S tier. Same thing, like the enemy flankers hate to see a Storm, because like the Storm doesn't even have to hit the shots. You don't have to even hit your shots with this character, because you press E, you activate your thunder like area, and you just shock them. Like, you hit them one time, it shocks them like 3 times, they die. Like, it's just absolutely insane. The fact that Namor and Storm are able to deal damage to their enemies without even having to actually hit them, insane. Like, insane. Groot, I think, might be let's get this. Maybe, nah, Groot's probably at the end. This is probably accurate right there. Namor's decent, but he's always going to be defense skewed, because you want the enemy to play into your turrets instead of like pushing up. So that's why I'm placing him at the end. There's no way Namor's A tier. There's absolutely no way Namor's A tier. So he has to be an S tier, but I think he's probably going to be the most bottom S tier. Hulk, we'll put him right next to Iron Man. He's really, really good. The problem with Hulk, he really doesn't have any problems, but he really doesn't have anything that he's just like bringing to the team utility wise, other than just being like a huge meat shield. Now when it comes to being a meat shield, he's absolutely fantastic at that, but I don't think a lot of games you're winning just based off the meat shield. You really need like some added utility, and I don't think he's bringing that. Speaking of utility, Magneto. This is a character that's bringing not only like some beefiness, like not as beefy as Hulk, but he brings a shield, so like it evens out. But the added shield, the bubble that he can cast on his teammates to make them invulnerable, or on himself and make him invulnerable, this is the kind of utility that Hulk needs. Obviously he's got his team up, but still I do not think it adds up to what Magneto brings. Magneto probably like right here. The fact that Magneto can one-shot Cloak and Dagger and basically like any of this enemy support, it's always easiest to hit on Cloak and Dagger, because she's always going to be stationary whenever she moves through her ultimate, so it's just a guaranteed hit if you know what you're doing. As long as that interaction is in the game, like I think he's always going to be at least like A tier, because he can just nuke enemy supports at will. Iron Fist, D tier. Like, he's kind of like Spider-Man. I'm not putting him in F tier, because Iron Fist is actually like pretty decent. Like, you can actually win games with Iron Fist. So I'm not gonna put him in F, but he's like G tier. I'm not gonna spend too much time on him. Loki, S tier. The fact that you can just copy and be whatever like hero you want in the game, as long as they're like active in the game, right? When you want to copy somebody, like it's broken. Like, I think Loki is probably the most broken hero in the game right now. It's just gonna be a matter of time before people just start learning this hero and just recognizing how strong he is. Like, the invulnerability field that he can place on the ground, absolutely disgusting. People are not shooting this, by the way. People are not shooting the invulnerability field. Like, people are not shooting the clones either. And to be fair, the clones, like, they have too much HP. I think the clones, I would be surprised if 6 months from now the clones are still the same HP. Somebody just mark my words. What is this? February, so beginning of February. By the beginning of August, these clones are going to be like half HP they are right now. There's no way they stay the same HP. But people are still not shooting the clones. People are not shooting the invulnerability field. People are not respecting the Loki. Still. I will say, double healer with Loki, like you really need to run some specialized comps for that to work. Really, Loki wants to be a third support. And one quick thing, Loki is what people thought Adam Warlock was. Okay, let me say it again. Loki is what people thought Adam Warlock was. People thought, oh, triple support is becoming meta. Adam Warlock's the best triple support. If I already got 2 supports and need to pick a third, I'm picking Adam Warlock. No, you pick Loki. Okay, another really good triple support. If you've already got 2 defensive ultis, most of the time you don't need a third. Rocket's actually really good. I'm putting Rocket like right here. I'm not putting him above the support ults just because the support ults really can just checkmate abilities in the game. And Rocket can do that with the revive. Honestly, it's crazy because I know I'm biased with Rocket because I play a lot of Rocket. So I'm really not trying to be biased and putting him in S tier. But I really want to put him in S tier. It's my list. We're going to put him in S tier. Magic. Where's Magic going? Honestly, Magic's F tier. Like, somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to put Magic in F tier. Like, y'all need to get off this hero because y'all don't know what y'all doing. Like, Magic needs to be in the front line. First of all, like if you're flanking with Magic, yeah, obviously you can flank sometimes. Like on any character you can flank. Like on Iron Man you can flank. On BP you can flank. On Rocket, or not Rocket. Let's not flank on Rocket. On Cloak and Dagger you can flank. Like on all of these characters you can flank. Groot you can flank. Get yourself a good ult. Strange you can flank. Any character you can flank. So I'm not saying you can't flank on Magic, but a lot of people think that Magic's a flanker, and she's not that. You need to be front line with Magic, and then when you see an opportunity to push through the front line and hit the back line when they sandwich close enough, that's when you go in and you slice in, and then you kill someone, you slice out, you get out, or you just kill the whole team, whichever. People are not playing this character correctly. That's all I gotta say. I'm putting Magic in F tier to send a message. Y'all are not playing this character correctly. I promise you are not playing this character correctly. And until people start recognizing how to play this character, I'm just putting it in F tier because I hate seeing Magic in my games. And it's not like seeing a Jeff on your team. It's not like seeing an Iron Fist on your team, but you just know that like this person probably is fried out of their mind and they just want to swing a big sword around. And it's just absolutely disrespectful for my ranked games, to be honest. Venom, we're comfortable in the C tier. This hero is absolutely disgusting. I don't think he's as good as Bruce Banner, just because of the Iron Man team up. And Hulk's just a little bit more survivable than Venom. And also Venom's ultimate, to be honest, absolutely useless. Like the fact that NetEase designed this ultimate, you go on the ground, you chomp up, you deal damage, whatever. The fact that they threw a shield on top of it just lets you know that they already knew it was useless. They're like, okay, he's got this AoE ultimate that like basically does nothing. Let's just go ahead and give him like a 300 HP shield on top of it. Like, because we already know it's useless. Like the ultimate's useless. I would be surprised if this doesn't get buffed in the future. But right now, Venom's staying in C tier. Okay, we got a couple more to go. Mr. Fantastic, B tier. Borderline A tier. Honestly, he probably is A tier. The comps that you can run with Mr. Fantastic, like you can only run them with Mr. Fantastic. Like solo tank, triple DPS with Mr. Fantastic, like really works well. If you run goats, 2 tanks with a single DPS, Mr. Fantastic, triple support, like the comps that you can run with Mr. Fantastic, you can only run with Mr. Fantastic. When like we got characters like Hela, like yeah, you could play Hela, but you could play Namor, you could play Storm. Like if any of these heroes are open, you could play these. With Mr. Fantastic, and when it calls for Mr. Fantastic, this is the only hero you're picking. I think for that fact, he's got to be at least A tier. Same thing for like Magneto. If you want to one shot enemy support through ultimate, you gotta pick Magneto. Like when you have characters where you just gotta pick this one hero for this one specific situation, like you gotta be at least A tier because you're doing something that literally no other hero in the cast can do. So that's why Mr. Fantastic's gotta be A tier. Also, this guy, he survives way too long, by the way. For a DPS, absolutely insane. People are not talking about the fact that this guy lives longer than tanks do, by the way. Like, if I'm playing Rocket and I'm shooting at Mr. Fantastic and I'm shooting a Groot, the Groot's dying first. Like, 100% of the time. This is absolutely disgusting. Mr. Fantastic, obvious A tier. Moon Knight, S tier. Like, come on. Like, how can you lose with this character, honestly? I will say, kind of map dependent. Like there's some maps that Moon Knight doesn't really perform well on. Like he really wants to be able to play from flanks, from like hold chokes, get in a good position. He's not really that great from like a front to back. If you're playing him front to back, he's not really good. There's so many other heroes that are a lot better for that. Anyways, what else we got? Penny, F. Psylocke, C. B. Psylocke's F tier, man. D tier. Like Psylocke's cool. It's just like, do you ever get a Psylocke on your team you just wish to just play something else? Like, am I the only one that just like feels that way? Scarlet Witch, D tier. Not seeing this hero a lot, but we're starting to see just a little bit more Scarlet Witch. The thing about Scarlet Witch, she can't miss. Like, you can't miss with Scarlet Witch. The problem with the ultimate though is that you will miss, so it's like a balance. The base connect never misses, the ultimate always misses. 9 times out of 10 you're getting shot out of your ultimate and dying. You know, you're basically forcing like your teammate Magneto to shield you every time. You know, when you don't really have a lot of autonomy with Scarlet Witch. Now, nice thing is you got your cloak where you can go invuln. This was really nice for surviving. But if you're not able to get some help by the time that cloak ends, then you're just gonna die anyways. I don't think Scarlet Witch is F tier like a lot of people make you think. I think she's pretty decent. Star-Lord, I think B tier is fine. At the beginning of the game, I feel like this ultimate was really, really strong. As time's going on, like I'm seeing Star-Lord's pop ulti and like there's no enemy support ult going off. Like people are just hiding behind a wall or, you know, just trying to heal through it or just trying to shoot the Star-Lord. Like people are not even popping enemy supports. Like you're not popping enemy supports with this anymore. But I do think it's still strong. Like the thing with Star-Lord is that probably what's gonna happen is that you're gonna pop your ult and you're gonna kill a few of them. You'll probably win the team fight, but they just saved all the ultimates, and then they're gonna come back and they're gonna kill you and wipe your team because you have no ultimates. Like really, that's what ends up happening. It's not like a Moon Knight where like they can pop Luna ult and then you pop the Moon Knight ult on top of the Luna and she still dies. With Star-Lord, you're not killing anybody through their support ult, and that's kind of a big problem. Thor, I think, like Thor, I think probably has the highest damage output out of any of the tanks. But you're not really surviving with this guy unless like you have a team comp that's really designed to make the Thor shine. And because he's so team comp dependent, I don't think he can fit in A or S. But I don't think he's bad by any means. I really think he just needs to be catered to. Which seems like that's what the C rank is, because all of these characters need to be catered to. Like these, they all need like, yeah, they all need, yeah. All these characters in the C tier, they just need babysat. Let's just be real. Scarlet Witch, she needs babysat. These don't need babysat. Scarlet Witch needs babysat. If Scarlet Witch gets babysat, she can actually be a C tier character. We'll put her. We'll do it like this. I think that's fair. Like right here. Yeah, right there. Wolverine, S tier. Yeah, A tier. Wolverine's super reliable, but you know, the enemy team doesn't give you a lot of good targets to hit, then it's just like, just swap off. Like, just swap off. I guess that's it. I guess we finished it. Wow. Well, I appreciate y'all for spending time. It was a pleasure. I was gonna say at the end I was gonna reorganize it, but honestly, I think it looks pretty decent. I think it looks fine, just how it is. So drop a comment. Let me know what y'all think. If y'all agree, disagree, let me know. I'd love to hear what you think. My boy, I'm out.